Shane Starnes here. Today I've got a very interesting video for you, especially if you are an educator or some type of teacher. Today we're going to be taking a look at a professional book scanner by CZUR. This is the ET24 Pro, and it's going to help you to get professional scans of books and other documents and really anything. Also wanted to mention that this comes with a ton of accessories. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up and get the software installed on my MacBook, and then we're going to start scanning some stuff. There's a secondary light that is used to reduce the glossiness or the reflection from the page, so we're going to go ahead and install that now. It snaps on really easily here with a magnet, so you know that it's on there. You can press the button to turn it on. We're going to go ahead and turn off the overhead light, and you can see that the glare has been reduced. So we're going to go ahead and scan this page. All right, so let's go ahead and scan this page. We've got it all lined up here. All right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a look at it. This is really incredible how well this is able to scan. I could never scan this on a traditional scanner, so I think this is really amazing. Get a better picture of it here. And then, you know, if you're vision impaired and you want to enlarge the print so that it's easier to read, you're able to do that. You can see this major hump in the page, but overall, it's flattened here. Now, there is another option here. They do include the finger cots, so I'm going to demonstrate that for you really quickly. So we're going to put these on our thumbs here, and these little pieces need to go into the margins, okay? And you have to be in the center of the page with these in order for the software to pick them up and remove them. All right, so we're going to start from the center, and we're going to push it out till we get to the edges, just kind of naturally like so. And then once we have it all flattened out, then we can go ahead and take our photo. I've got this huge book. I'd love to be able to take it on a plane, but I'm not going to lug around this ginormous book. However, I need to go ahead and scan every single page of the book so that I can get caught up on it. This does have an auto scanning feature, which makes it super fast to get the entire book scanned. The way you would do that is we'll come down here and click where it says auto scan in the bottom right hand corner, and then literally all I have to do is flip the pages. Once you flip the page, it takes about 1.5 seconds to scan. You'll see some red lights, and then once the red lights go away, it's finished scanning, and you can just continue to flip through scanning your pages. When we are done scanning, we'll just hit the back button, and then we're going to go over to where it says export, and you have several different options here. So you can do a Word, an Excel, PDF, searchable, TIFF, or text. So there's all kinds of different options here for saving. Okay, if we save it as a document, a Word doc, or an Excel, these are both editable. We'll select the ones that we want to save. So just give it a check, and then you can do a Word doc, PDF, all kinds of different options here. I'm going to go ahead and export as a Word document. All right, and this is what we are left with our finished Word document. Looks pretty good. Yeah, it's worth mentioning here that this flattening technology is only available on the CZUR scanner. So you're not going to be able to find this with any other product. If you're scanning pages anywhere else, you're going to have the curvature in those pages.
Are you a teacher, researcher, archivist, or really anyone that needs to scan books, documents, artwork, maps, small objects? And furthermore, maybe you want to be able to present those scans live, either in an online meeting environment, or you want to present them in a classroom, or present them in an auditorium to an audience during a presentation. Well, today I'm going to talk about a tool that allows you to do all that and a whole lot more, the CZUR ET24 Pro scanner. Let's unbox the ET24 Pro. It's by CZUR, CZUR. So I'm going to demonstrate a number of features of the ET24 Pro by scanning some different objects. So first of all, I do have this additional LED light set that will provide additional light onto my scanning surface. The unit itself has buttons on the side here. So you'll notice that with the LEDs, once I have it turned on, I can actually cycle through different intensities for the light. This is very handy if I'm working with for example, here in the studio, I have a lot of ambient light, so I probably don't need to have as much light, and I'll show you that. I have a zoom in and zoom out button, so when I'm using the HDMI output, you can see I can zoom in and out on objects. Again, I'll show you that in a few moments. And I have a scan button here, so I can actually initiate a scan by pressing this button here. So the first thing I'm going to scan will be this map. So with this map, I want to be able to scan the trail that I'm going to go on. So I'll go into the scanner software here. I can also see what's underneath the scanner area through the LCD screen up here. And then in the software as well, I can see the parameters here of what I'm scanning. In this case here, this is a color map, so I'm going to choose color. I'm going to do a flat single page. Now I have a choice. I can press the button here to scan, but in my case I'm reaching over the document, so I don't want to do that. I can also use this handheld button if it's attached, so that's a great way to scan as well, especially if you have a lot of documents. But I'm going to use the foot pedal because I have that attached. So now I'm going to take my first scan. I press the foot pedal and my first scan is processing. I can now go flip the map over, line it up to where I want it to be, press again the foot pedal, and now I've got both sides of that, or the trail portion of that map scanned in. In the software, if I double click on one of the items that I've scanned in, you can see I've got this nice color scan. I can zoom in, we can take a look here, areas that I have to watch out for high tides, cliff areas that I have to make sure that I'm at lower mid tide, areas where I can camp and get water. So there we go. So that's an example of scanning a fairly large document, a map. You can also combine those scans together and you can do some post-production editing as well. So this pro-level scanner is a great solution for teaching, archiving, anything where you're going to be doing quite a lot of scanning and you need the features that I demonstrated.